We are at Annex Comics, Games, and Cards in Newport, Rhode Island, and this is owner Wayne. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You mind telling us about your store?
Well, we established this store in 1984, and we're on the outside of it. And if you look at the exterior, you'll see that we show local artists to help promote them and as a draw to get people in to see what's inside. We're in an area where comic books aren't really a big draw, so anything to get people inside the door is welcome. We're always looking for new artists if anybody wants to show their work.
Great.
With sports cards, action figures, collectibles. We're primarily a comic book store. We're the last video rental store in the island, well, in Newport at least, and we do have a Blockbuster, but I don't consider that. We specialize in the rare and hard to find. We kind of deal with a lot of fringe elements, cult movies. We do a lot of horror movies. We carry most of the major comic book series. We do a little bit with I call it pulp fiction, vintage mass market paperbacks, a little horror fiction, a little absurdist fiction, stuff you wouldn't find in a regular book or video store. Did you want to look around?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
At least one out of maybe 5. I want to be the reason that happens.
Yeah. Here are some of the regulars.
That's what makes it more
Romeo
appealing.
and
there.
How you doing?
What's your earliest memory of the Annex?
Wow. Earliest memory? Because I used to buy my comic books next door throughout my childhood. And then when this place opened up, it was kind of like treasure trove because it was just wall-to-wall comics as compared to next door. It had the shelves and you only had a certain selection. You walk in here and it's like, what? You know, so it was amazing. And Mrs. Metcalf was really a people person. She really got along with all the customers.
She was one of the original owners.
Yeah.
Now over there is Lucas. He was one of my interns from this past year. He's a huge Star Wars buff. He's standing in front of the fiction section, and there's some Star Wars comics behind him. We have a work in progress here. This is Tim Gaspel's ironing board artwork. This is a piece called The Day of the Parade, which is a mummer with a rooster on its head. Here are some of the movies, and we go back to the new release section, and more movies, and more movies, and what else? We have some artwork by a local artist, Art Mead, who calls himself Logo. He just won a prize at the Newport Art Museum for his zombie portraits, so he's making quite a name for himself. We're his local representative because he didn't like to deal with the public. We have some photographs here from Anne-Marie Panglaninen. She's actually doing black and white darkroom prints, which is pretty unusual now. Over here are some more of Tim Gaspel's their Universal Horror velvet paintings on ironing boards. Tim makes a living delivering pizza, so he picks up any kind of thing that he can paint on. We have some vintage science fiction pulps. What's left of it? We have a whole lot of Asian import.
My ex-wife got them all.
DVDs,
when I was in Philadelphia,
a lot of martial arts, a lot of Asian horror, a little bit of anime, not so much.
$35.
Um,
Got him. Whereas he could have charged me like
Back
$35 per
issues.
issue.
and
So sometimes you can luck out on these things. You just got to know
Just
where to
walls
look. Like,
and
I'll look
walls.
online.
Something
Sometimes you'll
that
have a guy
I
that says,
enjoy
I got that
myself.
whole one.
Comic books.
I'm willing to sell it for
you
25
know,
bucks.
we love
Snatch
comic
it up.
books here.
Because I
Great.
just want to get rid of
Great.
it, you know?
Well, thank you so much for taking us around, Wayne. I really appreciate it.
I like the
This
idea
has
of
been
having
Annex
number one
Comics and
because
Cards
for me, I
in
also
Newport, Rhode
follow
Island,
social,
and this
I
is
wanna go
filmed in August
like, oh, well, that was just
2010.
some psycho cool guy.